And then our turnover margin, the defense did a great job of turning them over, and we didn't have any turnovers. And so obviously as a head coach, that's how you love it. It's talks about your preparation to be able to start a game like that, but then it also talks about your guts and how tough you are to finish a game, even though you got a couple score lead. So proud of that. Disappointed on penalties. I've been talking about it, and I'm done talking. So pain instructs. So we'll just run for those until we can get them stopped, because we don't have those kind of margins. 2 or 3 stupid penalties, and we lose a football game. So we got to learn our lessons there, and that's really like our main issue as a football team.
Coach, you mentioned the first quarter. I mean, you guys haven't scored a touchdown all season in the first quarter. This is kind of coming out, though, and setting the tone early on offense was different.
Yeah, and that's what we talked a lot about. We talked that we were the freshest team. They're coming off. They had 2 straight road games. They haven't had a bye, and so we got to start strong. From practice to pregame talk. One of the reasons I took over the Lock and Rock is just really want to try to just get a bunch of energy and how we start the game.
And then, walk me through that first touchdown. I know you made a big pass to get down into the red zone, and then on 3rd and goal, Jesse just makes a good play, finds the right guy.
Well, both it was 3 touchdown passes, right?
All on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and so I think it tells you a lot about him, because you get down there and you get him 3rd down as a defense. That's exactly what you want. Had good protection and found the receivers and was able to connect, and that was great to see. I think we're 3 for 3 down there, so that's a great start. We had a lull on offense in the 3rd quarter. Other than that, the 1st, 2nd, and the 4th, I thought it was pretty solid. We had a little lull, and they were bringing a lot of pressure, and we didn't handle it well in the 3rd quarter.
The second touchdown was set up, though, by a defensive play. A nice defensive play. Obviously, your middle linebacker gets in there and brings on the quarterback, and then your defensive tackle scoops it up. Just talk about that.
Yeah, Zach Hall, same guy. I don't know if you remember at Eastern Illinois when their quarterback was running open, he knocked the ball out. Same guy come up on a quarterback and chop the ball out. We talk about it all the time. Sack will stop a drive, and the turnover will win a game. So he had him, but he went for the turnover instead of the tackle, and was able to get it out. We were all making fun because we thought the big boy should have picked it up. But he had 320 rolling pretty good, and he's like, "Coach, you don't want me to do that." So he just fell on it. I thought we had to get a new ball because it got all the air
out. You mentioned the lull on offense a little bit, but you got a guy who set up a couple turnovers for you, and Peter Lewis, and two great interceptions, just kind of playing his position.
Super proud of him. He's a kid that's battled. This is his 3rd year. This is his first start. He's on leadership council, and I told all my seniors, if you go out playing your best ball, we'll have a good year. And that's a great example of a kid going out, leaving this program, playing his best football. He's all in. He works on his craft, and you get what your work deserves. Like he deserves that kind of success, and those 2 interceptions were awesome. That one on the sideline was pretty special. That was a great play by him.
I thought a really key moment in this game, you guys were up 17-3 at halftime, and then that 3rd quarter just kind of back and forth, but they start kind of putting together a drive, and I think they converted 2 or 3 3rd downs, and then you get a stop at the 40. And it seemed like that was just a huge momentum swing in terms of kind of imposing your will.
Yeah, you're hitting on the head. We were good on 3rd down defense, and then we got them a decent 3rd downs too. They won 3rd and 1, and the quarterback did a nice job, and they were executing, got down there, and then when we stopped them, and that was kind of the killer. Then our offense got going, but offense went 2, 3 and outs. Defense got a little tired, and like I said, I was about to lose. That 3rd quarter, I was pretty high.
Saw you.
Yeah.
And so, because you had an opponent on the ropes. Like you have them on the ropes. It's over if we go in there and knock them out. But we're messing around, and we're about to, it's a 2-score game. That's what, they're right back in this thing if we don't swing on them right here, right now. And they had a great response, and then, got it in there on the big play. And I was was obviously the difference.
Jesse had a really good game considering what he's kind of gone through these last couple weeks, and especially on that, you just saw him kind of create a play on that 47-yard TD.
We talked about explosives. We hadn't been able to push the ball down the field and complete those passes. And it's baffling to me because we have good enough players to. We just, haven't. And so I don't know what we got, but I know there's at least 4 deep passes, what we would consider an explosive pass. And so proud of that.
And then Cameron Sanders, it's something that you kind of get used to a little bit. What did you see on that run?
Just real similar. We tell you guys all the time, like Cam is a good football player. He's just a little unique. He's not like a Quez, and so he's a specialized player a little bit. We had to find ways to get him the football, and but I thought he ran in between the tackles well, and I think he led us in rushing, right?
Yeah.
And so super proud of him, and him keep battling. There's games he didn't touch the football, and he could have pounded, obviously, and BCD didn't blame the playing defend, but he really just looked at himself and tried to get a little bit better.
That's 2 games in a row here on your 2 OVC wins, and it's 13 points allowed. What do you attribute kind of the primary thing for that defensive effort, 8 quarters of play?
We played good defense all year long. The problem is we gave a big play, the first 4 games, and so you play good, bomb. Well, it's still a touchdown. Well, now we've gotten rid of the big play. And so we're not letting people run down the sideline open, and we're playing the deep ball better. We've always, for the most part, played the run well, but I think just our secondary is starting to come on, and that's really the difference.
It seemed like obviously, you go into this game, and I don't know if you expected so much to see a backup quarterback in this game, but it doesn't really matter because you guys have gone up against 2 of them this year, and they've done their job. But did it change? Did anything change in the game plan? How you went in?
No. We didn't know until game time, and so you don't have any prep of it. Mm-hmm. All 3 quarterbacks were very similar personnel, mm-hmm. and so it wasn't like Eastern Illinois where one was a runner. And so it was really the same. I think the difference is, we probably pressured him more just because of young quarterbacks. That's a lot of time what you do is try to get him sacked.
Talk to me. Obviously, it's one thing to get a win. Is there any more significance to win this one on homecoming? You're going to get a bigger crowd and get some rejuvenation there.
Yeah, I think generally our biggest crowds have been homecoming, family weekend. I'm glad we won those 2 games. Winning at home, I'm just happy for my team that we're playing better is really the biggest thing.
Looking into how unseasonably warm it is today versus the rest of the week, how did you guys prepare for that? Because there was no cramping or any sort of stuff like that going on.
It's hard. I don't know what this Missouri is straight cold crazy, right? Like if it's hot, it's 150. If it's cold, it's below 0. When it rains, it's 6 feet, and then doesn't rain for 6 months. So we're telling them, hey, hydrate, but we're practicing at 71.
Yeah.
Like normally you're saying hydrate and they can see it's wrong, and like you gotta trust it. Just like children don't listen to dad all the time. Like, hey, trust me, you gotta hydrate. But Coach Knapp, our new strength coach, has done a really good job of educating and talking about it. And we haven't had a problem all year long because of our preparation. And I think we gotta look to him for that because he's constantly on. That's his job. He'll weigh him in and out. He'll if you're light, you got to hit 2 Gatorades before you leave the complex, those type of things.
How did you guys look on the injury front, just kind of initially coming out of this game?
No major ones.
Okay.
No, but everybody finished their game.
Yeah.
And how, who would you say are your more up-and-coming players this season? You guys are getting, I guess, closer to halfway through the season. You have so many.
So like newcomers or?
Just even people who are doing exceptionally well this year that you weren't quite expecting.
I think Quez, even though Marquez Terry was a kid that we thought was good, mm-hmm. he's obviously done well. Cam Sanders is having a great year, I think defensively, Omar Pierre-Louis is a little bit of that surprise player. You know, that's about all I got for you. I mean, I don't really think about it like that.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Have a good weekend, guys.